Oh, we're getting later and later. It's so bad. 20 past 8, 20 past 9. Come on, who's going to be first? Come on, who's going to be first? Who's going to be first? Who's going to be first?
I reckon it's going to be Marion.
Dun, 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 dun. They're all taking bets apparently on the actual page as who's going to actually be first.
I reckon that's yes, Marion is in there. Gary and Marion are the winners.
Oh, Vivian, you were so close.
Vivian was in hot pursuit.
Angela, you're close. Hi, Karen. Hi.
Where's Grace? Grace is slacking.
Grace. Ooh, this is a new name. Hello, Terry. Fafeki. Oh, what a lovely spotty horse. Oh, is that a Nabestraba or is that Nappy? Looks more Nabestraba to me. We don't know. That's very lovely, Terry. Love your horse. Hello. Bonnie Curlis is here. Yay! Hello. Monica's here. Hi, Monica. Good, great video. Great video, wasn't it? Oh, I love that.
Lovely responses we got from that, didn't we, Monica?
That was.
Thank you so much for allowing us to share.
Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Vivian Ulrich, you won. I think actually, to be fair, I think Marianne won. But out of the two of you, yeah, she did. Jane's here. Jane Verdon Lewis. Hello. Good to see you. Hello, Facebook user. Hello, Facebook user from Canada. Hi, Maylin. Good to see you, Vivian. But I won the bet at 8.19. I see. PLA. Okay. Marion, Angela, you showed up at 8:20. Sorry. We're going to fox you all tomorrow and be on time. Monica sends a heart. Gawsworth, hi, Bethan. What?
Don't bank on it.
No, don't bank on it. I patiently waited, says Alicia Howard. Well, you're here now. We're here now. Yoo-hoo, says Caroline Schillig. I've got a question. Why does a natural flare occur? Kate Robinson. Well, that's like asking why does thrush occur? Why does laminitis occur? Why does CD toe occur? Why does white line disease occur? Why does imbalances occur? The answer to that question is Gary Hinton's drinking Guinness is the answer to that question. The answer to that question is just not easy. There is not a one answer fits that question. It could be imbalances in the way that the horse is walking. It could be imbalances in the hoof care. So many horses undergo such a lot of different hoof care through their lives. I mean, in fact, some of the major problems we see in horses are down to just this constant changing of hoof care. Knee-jerk reactions to things that are going on in the horse. So we can't define it as just a one thing because it isn't, because it's all layered. And the only thing that you can ever do when you have any issues is just to get it as right back to as species specific and as basic as possible. Yeah, as basic as possible. Hi from Stratford. Probably didn't answer your question there, but hey. Jane's here. Hello. Libby's here. Hi. Can you cover wear patterns?
That's Tina.
Maybe. We do cover that in the challenges, you know. In a minute, there'll be no point doing the challenges because they'll have told you everything. Can't be doing that. I mean, you know, you have to go and find out yourself, pay for something sometimes. Elisabetta Pastula says, hi. I always see your avatar and think, is it like that where you are right now? Are you sat on the edge of a swimming pool where you are right now? Because if you are, I'm very jealous. Sandra is here. Hi, Celia Moore. Oh, there's loads of you turning up this evening.
Hi, Celia.
Stephanie's here.
Hi,
Hello.
Stephanie.
NPA tonight. Requests are for later. Yeah, definitely doing that. Hi
Hi,
there
Marion.
from, just in case we forgot. Hi there from Northern New York. Hello from Northern New
That's
York.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. Hi from Ontario, Canada. Hi, Lydia. I love it. Don't you? I love that you're everywhere.
Oh, the Phoenix family is expanding.
Phoenix
Isn't it lovely?
Warriors. Phoenix. Got to have a song. Phoenix Warriors.
I
Vicky
think Monica gets the Phoenix Warrior of the day. What do you
Hello,
reckon?
darling. What, for getting in first?
No. That was
Oh,
Marion.
Monica oh, yeah. Should we do a Phoenix Warrior of the day? That's a good one.
I think that's a good idea. Phoenix Warrior of the day. That's definitely going out to Monica.
It's going out to Monica. Phoenix Warrior of the day goes out to Monica and her wonderful video today in just a short period of time, making a vast difference to an animal because of that very quick, swift change in management and diet. Oh, and trimming. Why would horses wear toes if trimmed to the HSP? Well, you see, well, it just depends. Again, are we talking about wearing it right in through the white line and waterline and white line into the sole? Or are you talking about squaring it off where the outside parts are just not worn and just the bit there is at the toe is worn on their pillar of support and the rest of it isn't, which makes it look squared off? Or are you saying it, have we got a callus there? Are the heels slightly above the hard sole plane? Are the heels a little bit too compacted, which means that the horse has got a foot that's too long, that it's not, short enough, right? There's like a load. I'd have to be there, see it in my face before I could make. And I know this isn't like, it's not the answer you want. You want an answer from Lindsay. We'll give you the answers. Lindsay and Gary. No, I cannot give you the answers to everything. No. Hello from Devon, says Margaret. Nice to see you.
Hi, Margaret.
Sarah's here. Hi from your tack room. I thought it was going to read hi from my track. Boom. That'll be that in the summer. It will be. And here's Sarah walking along her track with her 3 horses. Morning from New Zealand, beating the drum, and here in New Zealand, raising awareness. That's what this is. It's a campaign,
awesome,
right?
Jenny. Awesome.
It's a campaign. We are on a campaign to raise awareness. As uncomfortable as that may be, and as many pop shots as people like to take at me as they like, I'm doing it. We're doing this because you see it in the Phoenix group. We all see it in the Phoenix group. And I will briefly talk about diet before we get cracking, because it's everywhere right now. Phoenix Warriors Unite. Stephanie's correct. Yes, we're going to get T-shirts. Emily Busey's here. Good evening, Emily. Monica, thank you. You're welcome. Phoenix Warrior of the day. If you want to be a Phoenix Warrior, what do you have to do? Post up your successes. Or simply just stand there looking marvelous with your T-shirt on that says I'm a hoof hero. I'll accept that too. And Monica's done that as well. Unfortunately, no, spring has just begun. Ooh, that bikini will be coming out soon. As if there isn't enough competition in this group. It's getting terrible now. What are you doing? Isn't Sarah's big release for tonight? Ooh. It was today, wasn't it? Tuesday, you said? Or are you getting cold feet? Sarah,
we need an update.
Meta, hi Meta, good to see you. Celia, hi. Angela is here.
I don't know that one.
Did you hear Alexa then? Alexa, shut up.
did.
Don't jump in on my conversations. You're always gate crashing my conversations. I'll ask Lisa on the next visit. Oh, I'm confused. I'm confused
too.
Pia, hi Pia. Lynn, hello. I'm not going to be able to say hello to everybody soon. It's going to take 20 minutes to say hello to the world. Hi, Lynn from Maryland. You've just become, I'm sure you've just become, Gary, ready for the applause? Lynn is a VIP hoof hero. Marvelous. So was who else
awesome.
Who else have we had as VIP hoof heroes recently? Kathleen Roche is a VIP. Angela Medler is a brand new VIP as of today. Who else? Who else? Who else? Sarah's a VIP. Oh, we've had a few recently. That's off my page, so I can't tell you now. But that we've had quite a few. Well done, guys. Oh, I just saw another one there. Did I see there's another one there? Well done, guys. Your merch is in the post. Oh, well, Bonnie, you both are the strongest folks I know. Not behind the scenes.
How do you know? Because we smell. How did you know that? Is it smell-o-vision? Smell-o-vision?
Well, as in strongest smell.
Yeah.
So excited for Phoenix Warrior t-shirts. Me too. What are the girls going to say, Stephanie, when you take them for lunch again, and this time you'll have Phoenix Warrior written on it, and they'll be like, I'm still not going to mention what's written on her t-shirt. Still not going to mention it. Why does she think she's trying to drop subtle hints? Louise, out in the rain, filling nets, feeding track. Oh, breathe in that
But
lovely
it's all
fresh
right,
air,
Louise.
Oh.
You've got Lindsay and Gary chatting to you while you work.
In your ears. Hello, ears. It's nice to see you in there.
I'm rubbish
We
at
need
singing.
hoodies. Oh, wow. They're expensive. But I'm happy to do hoodies if you want them, but they're not cheap. Hello from 11 p.m. in Dubai.
Oh, who's that? I got to see who that is. That's Jamie Lemmer.
Oh, hello, Jamie.
Hi,
how's
Jamie.
Holly and how's the gang? How is everyone on the track? Hi, nice to see you here.
I had a funny feeling it would be one of the gang in Dubai if they said they were from Dubai.
Yeah, it is. The boats have changed timetable. It's the late boat, so we won't get the post till tomorrow.
I don't know.
Oh, posts.
Oh, I see.
Yippee! That was because of the VIP. Yippee, VIP. Charlotte Scott, I'm very late, but I'm here after a week away. Oh, we did miss you.
We missed you, Charlotte.
Oh my goodness, we missed you. But it's okay. It now takes us 20 minutes.
You're allowed a holiday.
It takes 20 minutes to do the introductions. Soon it'll be an hour. Or soon it'll be just, hello everyone, we're just going to get on with it anyway. We do need hoodies. Well, if you want them, you can. If you want them, you can have them. If you want them, you can have them. Lynn, yay, USA from Long Island. Woo! I'm out in the rain too. Just stuffed nets. We're a funny breed, aren't we? Aren't we a funny breed? Really, we really are. I mean, there's nothing like a horse owner. Any new bits on the Batmobile, Louise? When she shares pictures, I will share them with you. And I can't. Louise will kill me. She will kill me if I share with you the picture she sent me a few days ago with her Batman hood on. I think she'll probably kill me. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a good, nice, wonderful person and not do it. But push me and I just might. Nothing subtle about me, unfortunately. I preach the Phoenix all day, every day to anyone who listens to the tone. I bet. Oh, Stephanie, can you imagine? Look, guys, this is why so many people dislike me, because everybody's going, you need to go and see Lindsay and Gary. And they're all like, not them again. Oh, my God, I hate them. Love the idea of Phoenix Warriors hoodies and T-shirts. Brilliant. All right, we're on it. Holly is visiting Galsworth Track livery. Lucky lady. Oh, is she? Oh, is she? Oh, I didn't know that. She's been before, though, hasn't she? And I know Bethan's come over to you, hasn't she? And, of course, Jan, Holly's auntie, is the trimmer at Galsworth. I actually don't know. You're like embarrassing parents. Ha!
That's it. Our job is done. Our job
I am
is
going
done.
to show that picture. Oh, Charlotte says I missed you. We missed you, darling. We missed you too. Hello, just in from the evening rounds. Been doing the rounds, doing the hay.
Hi, Poppy.
Raining here in New York too. My horse is making a mess of the hay. Just love him. We love him too. We love him. Do you want me to do it? Right.
Right, that's it.
Right. It's coming. Does everybody want to see Louise in her Batman outfit? Well, a Batman head.
Yes.
Right, you ready? I've got to find it first, Louise. It's way back up here. How many times? Goodness me, do we message each other that much? Oh, look, come on, find it. If I don't find it in the next few seconds, you'll have to send
She's
it
laughing
again.
at you because you can't find it.
Oh, wait a minute. It would help if I would looking on Louise and not Gary. Ah, found it. It's coming. Here it comes.
Stunning is all I can say.
I
Stunning.
literally have to drive in your Batmobile with that on. You absolutely have to. It's done now. The world has seen you. The world has looked at Bonnie. She doesn't know what to say. She's just giving you a few hearts. They're just like, oh my God. Poppy's like, yes. I'm going to drive around with it on. You have got to drive around with it on. It
fits you perfectly.
It's so good. That's because she's Batman, guys. She's Batman. This is.
Do you know what would be even better? It would be even better. It would just finish it off completely. I need to see Caroline in the Robin outfit. It's got to be done.
I don't know whether she'll be charmed about that. Always be yourself unless you can be Batman. Then always be Batman. That's our motto, Louise. It's definitely our motto. Definitely the motto. And this is what she wants her car to look like. Unfortunately, she's got a dark car, but look at her. Look at, you see, look. Not particularly safety conscious because you're blocking out. There's a great big massive car behind that, but you can barely see it because of these wings that she's got on there. This is her Batmobile. Look at that. Look, isn't it lovely? Oh, embarrassing parents are us, Louise. Incidentally, she's not my daughter, but just might as well be. Okay. Ooh. Right, let's carry on. Where are we? What was she saying? My mates drove to my wedding dressed as Batman and Wonder Woman. Oh, I wish I'd seen that. Oh, I love it. Louise is laughing. Okay, right. Hi, right. That's 20 minutes. Very quickly, because it's been put up in the group and I'm debating whether I leave it as a debate or not. Haven't we got a juxtaposition in the world? In one instance, on the Phoenix group, we've got people putting up posts all the time. One that I was dealing with today, where I put a response to a lady, can't remember her name now, who's got a horse called Shiloh, who's overweight. And they've been feeding this overweight horse for quite a long time, giving him all of these different things because her friend was feeding her horse. And he's been putting on weight every winter and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's all starting to come out in other issues in his body. And believe me when I tell you, if it's starting to come out in their feet, other issues have begun already. She's tested him now and he's going to have to go. They've been testing him for IR and all of those sorts of things. Now, I see this and you see this coming up on the page a lot. I am not joking when I tell you we deal with hundreds and hundreds of inquiries every single year. Every day coming in our private messages, coming in on emails, coming in on the Phoenix page. So there's so much of it all the time. And do you know what the overriding problem is? I'm not going to tell you. You guess what the overriding problem is when these people, and I say to they come and they say hoof problems. How do I fix the abscessing? How do I fix the white line disease? How do I fix the seedy toe, the thrush, the foot soreness? He's got rotation. How do I fix all of this? And then when I say, Yes. And then I go, can you tell me what exactly, right? I say, can you tell me what the diet's like? And they go, oh, and then they go, see, overfeeding, poor management, exactly all of that. It's not their fault. It's just what they've been kind of conditioned to think, right? And they go, well, I'm feeding this supplement, that supplement, this bag feed, linseed, muesli, various other things I can't name because that would name the actual product. Maybe coconut-based products, all sorts of products that you're told are going to be fine for your horse. All of these products all have micronutrients in them, some macronutrients. Right, like protein, carbs, fat, those are the macros. The micros are the vitamins, the minerals, the trace elements. Those are the micros. But all of them have that in there. So if you're feeding linseed, that's a fat, but it's also got other nutrients in there. If you're feeding anything to your horse, each of those things that you're feeding all have nutrients within them. Makes sense, right? You eat a carrot, it's not just going to be made up of one thing, is it? Vitamin A, retinol, it's not going to be made up of those, just that one thing. It's lots of things. So why do we think that on top of all of that, we have to add more in? Well, that's because we've gone the other way around normally. What we're doing is we're adding a supplement and then we have to add a carrier. But we forget that the carrier is also a supplement. What is the supplement? A supplement is anything that is added to the core ration for that animal. The core thing that's going to keep that animal alive, which is hay in the domestic world. Fiber, long natural fiber, which is full of all sorts of phytochemicals and phytonutrients that we can't make. Amino acids that we can't make, all sorts of incredible things that we get from plants that the horse eats. He's a herbivore, right? Now, there's something very special about herbivores, and that's their large intestine. We've talked about this before. Monogastric hindgut fermenters. They know more about the bottom of the ocean, the surface of the moon, and the surface of Mars than they do in that hindgut. You can have microbiome, it tested and to find out what kind of microbes in there, because these microbes all do different things and they all interact with each other as well. And every time you add stuff to your horse's diet, you're not only doing things in the small intestine, asking your horse to digest using enzymes in the small intestine, but you're also asking the microbes in the hindgut to deal with whatever it is you're putting in, because you think you're feeding the horse, but you're not. You're feeding the microbes in the hindgut. Okay. Nothing is known about it. So little is known about it. We are just starting to not even scratch the surface. Look at the surface is all we're doing. But it started with humans and the microbiome in humans. So you can do a Google search and you can find loads of papers, quite a few papers that are on studying microbes in the digestive system. And the more you study it, the more you'll start to find out that this brain-gut relationship is far, far more complex than they ever knew before. There are even research scientists in MIT who are looking at the brain to tissue relationship that they never knew before, right? We all were like, oh yeah, well, the brain knows what's going on. Oh yeah, but it really knows what's going on down to the cellular level. And they don't even know how far it knows into that cellular level. We have such an incredible system that is so interconnected and so, like fascia. They used to ignore fascia. Fascia, it's just the bit you pull off, right? When we're doing dissections. No, fascia is so important. It's a communication highway. If I'm doing something with my fingers, the whole of my body knows about it. The one thing that people die of more than anything else, one of the highest thing on the list, is when they have drugs that they're taking for different things going on around their bodies. Oops, different things are going around that, and they contraindicate each other. They are problematic. They cause issues. And it's the same thing with the diet. If you put too much of something in, you're going to cause problems. So, what has been the overriding thing that has come out again, yet again, hysterically through sensationalist videos that cannot be confirmed to be a specific thing on the internet, and it's now everywhere. It's gone everywhere. It's in the barefoot groups. We've got people mention it in the Phoenix. I've been on tutorials, and we've got people worried about it now because they're going, oh my God, I've been feeding a hay only diet for ages. Absolutely ages. But suddenly this has come out and I don't know what to do about it. Well, firstly, there's a few things I want to say. There are very few people on this earth that are actually feeding a hay only diet. Many people are feeding extras anyway. Grass down the edges. The grass that runs down the edge of a track can be enough to keep a chronic laminitic pony chronic, and can be enough to set it and go over the edge, to push it over the edge. Just that little bit of grass that runs around the track. That can be enough, right? So the problem is not that we are looking at it. We are looking at it in a wrong kind of way. So if we're looking at hay and we're testing hay and we're going, hay it lacks in vitamin E, and it will vary depending on how the hay is stored, whether it's stored in the light or in the dark, when it was cut, the quality of it, all of these things vary. And they don't just vary once, they vary every single time you get a hay load, because it comes from different fields, different cuts. There's so many layers to this. So what you're told is that horses are basically Mother Nature's rubbish. She produced an animal that is absolutely not able to get all the things it needs out of a diverse diet. Now, it doesn't seem diverse to us, does it? But it is to a horse. But when they test it and they see that it is lacking in, let's say, because the biggie at the moment is vitamin E, they test it and they go, oh my goodness, it's lacking in vitamin E. That means my horse must be lacking in vitamin E. I've seen some symptoms that tell me that it might be. Unfortunately, a great deal of those symptoms are overlap with lots of other things, including obesity. And they overlap with toxicity as well. So just going and looking at an animal and going, oh, it's got issues, I'm going to just chuck a load of vitamins at it and minerals, and it's obviously a treatment, which they aren't, that'll fix it. You should never do that. You should, if you want to do what all these people are saying, so many people suddenly saying, treat a horse as an individual. I agree. But, preach that. If you're preaching it, do it. And by that, I mean, you got 5 horses on a hay only diet and there's only one horse that's exhibiting issues. You test all 5 of them to see if you have got a vitamin E deficiency. And those people that tell you it's a poor test, that's not the case at all. They've been testing for alpha tocopherol levels for years and years and years in humans. It's a well-known test and it's very simple to do with horses as well. So all you have to do is test. And then if it's, you will find it will be in micrograms per milliliter, it'll be written in, or micrograms per deciliter. The deciliter one will be in the hundreds to 200s, and the micrograms per milliliter will be between, what you're looking for is between 2 and 10. And anything below 1.5, and then you're like, okay, we might be having problems here. But if all of your horses are fine, there's no cause for concern. You mustn't, whatever you do, start going and throwing stuff at them, because the problem that we see all the time is diet related. People come to us always and say this. So to those people who are going out and going, you've got to, whatever you do, you've got to, don't listen to these people who say hay only diet. Fine, don't listen to us. Go out and feed your horse as much as you want. But then, as my mother would say, don't come running to me when it all goes wrong. Because this world is suffering from an obesity epidemic in both humans and animals, pets. And that obesity is horrific, what it does to the body. It is horrific. When you go IR, insulin resistance, PPID, EMS, you have got hypertension. Yes, horses can get high blood pressure. You've got thermoregulatory problems. You've got issues with the whole system, with the gut, everything. Diabetes, laminitis, of course, and diabetes, which they're now beginning to look at in more detail, is a horrific disease. Charlotte is here this evening. She's a doctor. She'll tell you it's horrific. It's a horrific disease. It does awful things to your body. And animals are being overfed. And so this hysteria that's out there, we just sit back and we go, okay, here we go again. Because you don't just buy a supplement, do you, and just stick it in. What you do is you get a carrier. And then when you get a carrier, you're just out and you might get something else. Before you know it, you've got a bucket that's been shown on the internet that's got 3 or 4 different ingredients in it, plus the supplements. That's not targeted supplementation. That's just scattergun approach. That's just cover all bases and hope for the best. If people are telling you to do that, go and look at their horses. If your horse has got fat pads, if your horse is overweight, if your horse has got foot issues, it has got all of the foot issues that we've mentioned and we mentioned over and over. If your horse is footsore, if your horse can't walk over stones, it's got more problems right now than vitamin deficiencies because your horse is suffering from everything else. And how are you going to fix that? Chuck another supplement at it? Now, we're not saying, and this is the important part of all of this, we have never said that at any point you never give supplements. You never, ever give a targeted supplement. If you go back and you listen to what we say, we always say the same thing. Strip your diet out for 6 months. Strip out all that rubbish. Strip out all those extra feeds, the supplements, everything. Let's fix the feet, shall we? Let's fix the body. Let's get your horse walking around on sound feet because its feet are killing them. They're hurting and they've got incorrect hoof care. Should we fix that first? Let's get that done. And once that's done, and in 6 months down the line, we've got an issue that's starting to rear its head because people say, oh, you don't see it for years. No, that's not true. You start to see deficiencies. If you're a good observant horse owner, you will start to see deficiencies. And if you're worried, do an annual blood test. That's what a conscientious horse owner will do if they're worried. But these people who say blood tests are they're rubbish, that's going, well, yeah, so if it comes back negative, don't believe it. Don't believe the blood test, do it anyway. Or it comes back okay. Or if you take it and it says that it's not, because I can equally say if it comes back and it's positive, like you've got problems, well, are you going to believe that too? Or are you going to say that was incorrect as well? I swear to you, these people who say this are not dealing with the hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people that we deal with every single year that have diet related issues. Do you think Shiloh, Shiloh's owner, right? Or let's use an example of Shiloh, but not Shiloh, maybe just another horse, right? That horse owner's got an animal that's overweight. She goes home, she gets on the internet, she starts seeing sensationalist videos like that. She starts seeing all sorts of things all over these Facebook posts that are jumping out now just to chuck stones and go, oh, these people who say you shouldn't feed, you shouldn't, it's vitamin E, and they're all like, oh my God, you've seen it. It's happened this week alone. In the last 3 days, it's gone mad. There's no sensible approach to it. It just goes mad. So that person then goes, oh, I'll get on the internet, I'll Google it. God, there's all these vitamin E supplements. I Oh God, I don't know which one to get. Oh, they don't know the difference between synthetic and natural. They don't know the difference between the D and the DL. They don't know that. So they'll probably feed a synthetic one, which is malabsorbed into the body. It's not absorbed very well. Or they'll over give a vitamin E supplement, which is vitamin E is a fat soluble. Okay, so it affects the liver. If you overdo it, you're going to overdo it with everything else. Blood test. If you are worried, you do a blood test. And I can tell you right now that there are far, far, far fewer animals that are genuinely fed on hay alone that have vitamin deficiencies than the ones that are overweight and have foot problems. Obesity and colic, laminitis, EMS, PPID, IR. They are the things that are causing the biggest problem in the world. So if you're going to jump on that bandwagon and you're going to be the person who gets terrified, or if you're just frightened right now, just phone up your vets and ask them to come on down and give you a blood test. But are you genuinely feeding just a hay-only diet? Or are you already feeding stuff and your supplements as well? Are we looking at it the wrong way? Is the cup half empty or half full? Linseed, fat, proteins, alfalfa, leguminous hays. Protein puts your horse into fat storage mode. It interrupts insulin. It causes it to spike a bit like sugar levels do. And eventually it'll just turn into fat. We have a big, big problem, guys. And all people want to do, it seems, is come out and bash the most sensible people like us who are going, well, you were dealing with it all the time. What are you going to say to that owner that turns up and goes, I think my horse has got a vitamin E deficiency? And I look at a picture of that horse and I'm like, he's overweight. Oh, I know he's overweight, but I think he's got a vitamin. Have you done a blood test? No, but I've read online that these awful things can happen. So I'm worried. We'll do a blood test. And when that blood test comes back and they go, oh my God, my horse is a little bit, insulin resistant. I didn't realize. And so, well, that's all diet, right? Because you've been overfeeding for all of these years. Fix all the other things first, give it 6 months, and then be sensible. It is driving us mad because unfortunately, we're sat in the back like this going, oh, here it goes again. Here goes the neurosis and the hysteria. It was salt before. Don't you remember that? It was salt. If you don't put salt into your horse's diet because they can't lick a salt lick. Yeah, there's millions of horses out there that are doing quite well without salt put in their diet every single day. What about those Alberta wild horses that somebody put up to get today that look beautifully lean and fit? They have salt blocks out. Then it was magnesium. Magnesium's the thing. If you don't feed magnesium, your horse is going to die because magnesium's responsible for over 300 processes in the body. You've got to feed it, right? You've got to do that. That's gone quiet now. What was it? Iron. That was another one. Everybody feeds seaweed, because if you don't, your horse is going to have an iron deficiency. Oh, my horse has got too much iron now. Selenium. There's another one. It is. And what it does is people rush out and buy the carriers. It's not so much the supplements, which most of them pee out anyway. It's the carriers. Just be sensible. Just be sensible. Don't get drawn in. Be a sensible owner and go, well, I don't see any problems right now, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do an annual blood test just to make absolutely sure. No problem with that, is it? I'll know for sure then. Be a sensible owner. All of this, all horses are individuals. Treat them as individuals then. Don't blanket, supplement and feed an entire herd that are overweight. Because you're going to have far more problems than a vitamin E deficiency. You're going to have lots and lots of foot problems, which is what we see all the time, right? Compounded by the fact that we've got a hoof care problem. People aren't doing, trimming hooves and looking after them properly. Sermon over. Just by removing the bag feed, my mane is so much calmer. Vitamin E debate. I tell you what, that's it. I'm not talking about it again. And I've said my piece now. Just be sensible. Need to really convince farmers to grow proper meadow grass and stop fertilizing. Yes. Oh, by the way, there's been there's a new site just starting up while we're at this, actually. Let me just show you. So there's a lovely lady called Jane Wood. Okay, I'm just going to show you this. And Jane Wood is in the UK. So if you're in the UK, I'd ask you to come and like this page that she's just set up, that she's been consulting with me over a little bit. Please go and like this page. This is called the Tested Hay Register. And this is a page set up to engage with people who want to source forage for their horses. This service aims to steer people towards buying species-rich hay suitable for a mainly forage-based diet. Please be aware the register itself is not yet available, but she wants to try and set this up. Why do we need a tested hay register? Did you know that the best hay for your horse to be eating is low-sugar, late-cut, species-rich meadow hay? And then she tells you all about it here. Very, very excellent. This is the sort of thing we need. It's not going to be easy to maintain, I have to say. I think that's probably going to be the biggest problem. But go like it, go follow it. Let's see what happens. Let's see where she can take this, because I think it's really interesting. Yeah. You are in danger of toxicity if you supplement without having absolute proof of a deficiency. You are. And do you know something? Toxicity symptoms are very similar to deficiency symptoms, depending on what it is you know, how toxic things can be. And another thing we do is we mix it all in and we mix it all together and we disguise stuff for horses to eat. Some of the more discerning animals out there will go, I'm not eating it anyway. You can shove that in front of me, but I'm not going to eat it. Others will just eat and eat and eat and eat. There is no evidence for adding vitamins to humans at all, apart from vitamin D, which we know about. And why is that? Because we're all mushrooms now. We all sit inside in the dark and are fed on the internet. Thank you, Charlotte. Farmers lose their subsidies if they don't renew grass fields often enough. It's a problem. Not if it is a crop. Tulalina says, not if it is a crop, but I know what you mean. Farmers don't have free range in what they grow. Now, it just depends too where you are and who is responsible for those, where you are in the, you know, where your farm is as well. That's a whole different debate, and that's difficult for farmers. It really is. What is the normal range of vitamin E in equines based on? What horses and were they healthy? Indeed. I love your sermons. Here, I tuned in just in time to hear me go off on one. I've stopped the horses hard field already. I can see a difference in their blown guts. Seen it too. I saw the post and I shook my head. And I put up this really, okay, it's probably over the top. You know what I'm like. I'm verbose. But I try and keep it concise, verbose. But it's a big, complex subject, right? And we're told, oh, these people should have a discussion about it. They shouldn't just, you know. And I'm like, okay, let's have a discussion. I put this stuff up and then I'm told, oh, that's too long. Like, oh, okay, right. So when I'm covering all of these bases, in 1950, they were doing research on rats. Okay, it's rats. It's not equines. But they did research on rats to try and find out whether microbes in the gut were making vitamin E. Because nobody had ever found it. And you won't find much research in it today. But these people were doing it, this particular researcher. And do you know what he found? They were making vitamin E. The microbes in the gut were making vitamin E in sufficient quantities, because when they blocked certain microbes, using certain drugs, they found that these animals started to show a vitamin E deficiency. And there's another thing too. What is causing animals, potentially the ones that are low in vitamin E, if when you test them, what is causing them to not be able to absorb enough? Is it the fact that it's low in hay? Or is it the fact that something else is being put in that horse's system that's causing it to malabsorb the natural vitamin E? So they found that when they did that, these rats exhibited symptoms, and when they stopped it, they exhibited no symptoms whatsoever. They also radio-labeled various vitamins and found out, and vitamin E that was synthetic, etc., and put into the animals, and found out over 90% of it came out and it was excreted out of the body. We've got to be more sensible. We have an obesity epidemic, and we have horses who are very, very poorly on their feet. They are sick animals. And creating hysteria on the internet just makes Gary and I go cold, because we know what the kickback of this is going to be, and we've already seen it. Suddenly, there'll be an influx of people going out now and buying vitamin E. But they won't just use vitamin E. They'll use other supplements. And then they won't just use the supplement. They'll want to put it in a carrier. And before you know it, these overweight horses are all being fed. Farmers are completely reliant on fertilizer as the soil is buggered. Yeah. Concise, verbose. Yep. It's Kate Robinson. Oh, yes, Kate Robinson. Sorry. Yeah. Only if they want to cut 2 cuts. Meadow grass is not a huge. Meadow grass is not. It's Jane Wood, incidentally, who set up the thing. It only if they want 2 cuts. Meadow grass is not a huge feeder. Are blood tests reliable then if the lab ranges are from unhealthy racehorses? Is there any benefit for testing as suggested? Well, this is the problem. Who are the animals that they're using? Because I tell you something, they've not used animals that are on a hay-only diet. And are they truly on a hay-only diet? Can these animals reach herbage? Can they reach grass? Are you told it's not in sufficient quantities? Who are the people telling you all of this stuff? Who are the people behind it? Please tell me it isn't somebody who's selling a supplement that's telling you all these things. We're not saying don't do it, but we're saying you better do what you say you're going to do, and that's treat an animal as an individual. Right? Yeah, so that's a whole different topic. But am I clear? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? I am not saying don't supplement. I am saying if all the animals, something I've said for years, if all the animals in the world were given the supplement because they were given a supplement because they were deficient in it, there really would not be that many supplement companies out there, because there'd be far too many of them. Because not every animal needs supplementing.
I've actually always said, going off slightly off topic, if there was one thing that would change the health of horses across the globe more than anything else, is to have free access to mixed species meadow hay.
And company.
And company. Those 2 things, that would change the equine world hugely. It doesn't need to be out of a bag. If something is going wayward, then you have the tests to then diagnose. That's what you do. Not guessing, not just in case.
I read an interesting article on the Natural Nutrition for Horses page all about grasses and how they absorb nutrients from the soil. I have recently found mixed grass and timothy hay and stopped all hard feeds. The puffiness above my pony's eyes has decreased at least half, and her crest is already shrinking. Now to finish my challenge and get her feet right. If
Awesome.
you know
And
us, right? You know us now. You know what kind of people we are. You've seen us for days and days now. I am not reckless. I am the least reckless person you know. I am seriously not a reckless person, and neither is Gary. But what I do is I really, really look and research into things, and I observe. And I have the benefit that most hoof care professionals don't. I see thousands of people from all over the world every single year. We deal with them every year. Before the Phoenix group was set up, we deal with them every year. And when we set the Phoenix group up, we warned you that what you were about to see was distressing in many cases, because you're going to see hundreds of posts where animals are in a terrible state with poorly feet. I feel your frustration and can see the short-lived panic about to happen. It's already happening. It's already in the Phoenix group. It's already found its way in. Well done, Christy. And movement. Movement is so important. Christy, I've noticed the same thing. Yeah, well done. Well done. Good job. I convinced myself not to go pro, but I hear the passion in your voices and I want to be part of the change. Bless you, darling. Bless you, darling. Is the vitamin E debate a kickback against the idea of having... Yes, it is. Is it then panicking because the Phoenix Way is gaining traction? Well, it's called a bunch of names. It's called a bunch of not very nice names. Oh well. Oh well. C'est la vie. It does feel like it might be. It is. Sorry I'm late. What's the... Don't worry. Let's stop talking about it now. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not talking about it ever again. Never. Come and sit in my office. Go and sit in Gary's office and look over our shoulders. Come and visit all our clients. Come see the problems out there from overfeeding. Grass, mainly. Vicky, a friend was told to give her youngest joint supplement as they felt he was a bit sore. I said about the mineral salt block you use. Oh, no, that's not good enough. And that mineral supplement won't just be that, though, will it? It will also be a bunch of other things. Why is he sore? Is a supplement going to fix it? No. Interestingly, the longest lived people, the elders in Okinawa, not the young ones because they are on a more Western diet, live longest because they don't overeat and have a human species-specific diet. I bet they got incredible microbiomes. Those poor bacteria are in there going, hello, don't forget to... Oh, God, stop chucking all that stuff at me. Oh, blimey, no, oh, no, stop it. Oh, my God, they're throwing all this stuff in on top of us. Oh, my God, Jeffrey's died. Jeffrey, oh, no. Jenny's died too. All my friends are dying. Stop overfeeding me. I can do enough and make enough of my own. Stop it. Stop it. Love your gut. Do you still see healthy horses from time to time? Yes, because what we do, Marion, is we help horses get back to health. And that is the biggest buzz that anybody could ever do. That was what, honestly, if we never could do that, we wouldn't be doing this job. We wouldn't be doing this job. We see horses come back to health. A lot. More than not. I'd have to say. More than not. Amazing. Poor Jenny and Jeffrey. I know, right? Jenny, Jeffrey, and all the family, and the aunts and uncles, and their relatives been blatted by it. Get off there. We have to be the change we want to see, and I 100% see the change in both mine following the Phoenix Way. Great. Oh, but apparently you're all groupies, incidentally. That's another thing. It's very disingenuous.
You're all groupies and we're just gurus. That's what they say. Well, that's the polite things that they say.
Yeah, there's a load of other stuff they say as well.
Things that they say.
Please help donkey people about the diet management and trim. They need this help. Right. Now, I saw that, Lydia, today, right? And I know you wanted to start up a separate chat, but and I do want to talk about this, and we will potentially do a live where we talk a lot about donkeys, right? First of all, we can't set up separate chats because we can't monitor them, because we're overloaded already in the group. And secondly, Lydia, we do not treat donkeys in any different way than we treat horses. We don't. We treat donkeys the same. Mixed meadow hay, not straw. Mixed meadow hay and no grass, and as hard a surface for their feet as possible, and as varied a surface for their feet as possible. Similarly, how you would treat a zebra in a zoo. You know, they are the same, right? Equus, there are only 7 species left, the horse just being one of them, 3 wild ass and 3 zebras. And we do not treat them any differently, Lydia. We don't trim them any differently either. There's a slight difference in the morphology, the shape of the foot. But everything else is the same. Inner hoof wall, outer hoof wall, white line, laminae, P3, navicular, P2, P1, all the ligaments. Everything is the same. So you don't trim them. Hard sole plane. You don't trim them any differently. You don't treat them any differently, because if you do, that's when problems start to occur. And I tell you what donkeys need so much, just like horses. They need company, and we see loads of donkeys on their own. They don't want to be on their own. Donks. Love that video of Monica's horse that Gary posted. So much hope and joy. It's great, wasn't it? It's really good. Oh, I know who that is. You don't even need to find out who that is. Hi, Cindy, darling. How you doing?
It was Cindy.
Hi, baby. Happy to be a groupie, lol. How have we got so lost? Oh, we've got... because the feed companies and the supplement companies are taking over the world. That's how we've got so lost, and making women, like I've said this before, neurotic, hysterical, scared to death. It's called fear and hope marketing. It's everywhere. Always wanted to be a groupie. We are never going to fit in the plan talk tonight now, are we? No, but I'm going to start some of it, and then we can always talk about it tomorrow. But I thought we were a cult. Oh, with that as well. With that as well. Yes, we are definitely a cult. Oh, I've never been a groupie before. I'll take that. Great, marvelous, wonderful. One day, you groupies, we'll all get together like the cult we are, and we'll have lovely big seminars. Wouldn't it be unusual if someone said, I have a healthy, sound horse for you to trim? I have trimmed thousands over 20 years, all with problems. Other horse owners thought I was crazy 22 years ago. It's true. So true. Definitely great, isn't it? Definitely. It is. My donkey's under the same management diet as my horses. Good, Lydia. Excellent. Well done. Perfect. Angela Holland is right. NPA. Thank God you are gathering this momentum. Okay, Vivian's getting annoyed with us because you haven't done it. Right, okay, NPA. Let's do it. Well, first of all, what is it? What is NPA? What is NPA? We can start it tonight, and then we can finish it maybe tomorrow. Let's just get that off the screen. I just don't want that on the screen. Let's get that over here. What is an NPA? We got any answers yet? Just organising my screen.
So this is
negative palmar angle. Right, good.
It's all coming in thick and fast.
Yeah. Negative palmar plantar. Yeah, and the thing is, we call it it should effectively negative palmar, negative plantar. Plantar being the back foot, palmar being the front foot. But they don't actually differentiate that in the palmar processes of a pedal bone, because they'll call it a palmar process. So in actual fact, if you say negative palmar angle, you're not wrong really, but plantar because it's on the hind feet. So it's interchangeable, and most people just call it a negative palmar angle. But we teach our students that in actual fact, you might even one day hear people call it a plantar angle because it is actually on the hind feet. So let's just share my screen a minute. Let's share the screen. Here we go. So what are we seeing here? Explain to me what you're seeing. Obviously, we're seeing P3 with its tip tipped up, right? That's what we're seeing. But why is it like that? Now, you will see these pictures like this, and it's not a particularly complex subject, this, I have to say, but it is easy to misinterpret it a little bit. What are we seeing here? Yet again, we are seeing a problem caused by who? Okay, Charlotte's got it. So toe long and heels low. And who's causing this problem? P3 palmar angle down. Yes. P3, let me remind you, P3 is connected, still connected in the hoof capsule. For all those people that when they say laminitis causes P3 to go winging through the foot, or millions and millions of dollars spent on laminitis research, and they still believe that, why can't you say that that's what's happened here then? Because they know that if they change the angle of the hoof capsule, they'll change the angle of P3. Yeah, the trimmer has. Too much material left at the toe on the volar plane. Exactly. Trimmer farrier has. Yes, exactly. Right. Horses don't naturally create this themselves, but let's just critically look at this a moment. If we imagine we split this in half, and it's sort of it's a foot in two halves, this really. So this is a hind foot. And what we can see here is an absolute mass of toe on the front. Now, we've got to be careful. Oh, God, Gary and I have got to be so careful when we say we have got a long toe. Because the world immediately thinks choppity, 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 right? Let's go chop it, chop, chop, chop. But how would you actually, we'll forget about the back half of the foot at the moment, but how would you actually, because this whole foot here is overlong. The dorsal toe wall is overlong. This is the length of the distal phalanx, and it's almost the same length after the end of the distal phalanx as there is for the same length. That's hugely long. So how are you going to stop this? And we will answer, Bonnie. We'll answer about I'm looking over there now because I've moved you over there. How are we going to stop this? What would we do to shorten this toe? There's far too much mass here. We've got too much mass at the front. What would we do to shorten that toe? Trim to the HSP. Okay, good. Trim to the HSP. Now that's fine, and you are correct. But you can trim to the HSP and still get it wrong. Because if you're trimming to the HSP, I guarantee that this, well, and that's number one, of course, which will shorten it. But then we've got a problem with balance, because we see more often than not with hind feet. Can you see me? Can I just I'll put this back over here so you can see me. So you're looking down the balance from the heels to the toe, right? And what we see more often than not with hind feet, as we're looking down that balance, is we see the toe wall being slightly above that plane. So we've found our heel balance and we're looking down the foot. And in fact, that is above this heel plane. How do we find that heel plane? Well, you're turning the heel away until you can just, the top of the heel just moves away and you get the line, and then you look and the toe is above, right? As would be the situation here. If that's the case, when that horse puts his foot down, heels are in the right place, but this longer toe has now pushed the hoof capsule back, boop, which has made this angle not as steep anymore, right? It's gone like that. And that foot is attached to P3 inside. So that's causing P3 to move, right? And the more excess you do that, the more problem you've got. Now, this horse here has been trimmed incorrectly for some long time. And they've been removing heel, look. It's quite possible it was shod, and I'm absolutely sure it was, because look here. Can you see? This, I just took this off the internet.
Old nail holes.
Right, so you can see nail holes. So it wasn't that long ago. Now, this is let's look at the other half of the foot now. This is a incredibly common problem, particularly in the hotter bloods, so the thoroughbreds, the standard breds, the saddle breds, the ones that have the lower heel bulbs, the faster animals that you know are been bred to. They haven't bred the foot off them. That's the human that ends up harming the foot. But yeah, heel to toe balance, good. Trim to the toe to the HSP, but only if it balances at the heels. Right, okay. Paper cup talk. You got it, Anne. You got it, right? It's important. It's crucial. So what they've been doing here is they've been shoeing this horse, but neglecting the fact that the shoeing has caused cordal hoof failure in this foot, right? This foot has got weak at the back of the foot. So it's lovely digital cushion that it had in there that was all fine and dandy before humans came along and messed with it, has been messed about with. Now, one of the reasons is because they recognize that these animals need frog contact. Many of these animals, they very, very much need frog contact. So what they do is they cut the heels super low, lower than they should be, and then they put a shoe on so that the shoe and the frog are all in balance now. You take that shoe off, you've now got a super, super, super low heel. And you've got the extra length at the toe. And that horse is now struggling. He already had the extra length at the toe. They took the shoe off. I guarantee, because we've seen this so many times, they take the shoe off and then they x-ray, just like they do with rotated pedal bones. They x-ray and they go, oh, negative palmar angle. How do you think a vet would treat this image now? Do you think a vet would suggest? No, Gary, that's cheating. Not allowed. What would we, I know you want to talk. You can talk if you like. You can explain it. Wedges. Heart bar shoe. Chop the toe off. Now, they're unlikely to mention the toe, Anne. And do you know something, Anne? This is the very weird, topsy-turvy world of hoof care. Because when a horse has an NPA, no. They don't talk about chopping the toe off. They talk about wedging the heels. But when a horse has a rotated pedal bone, no. They don't talk about the heels. They talk about chopping the toe off. They can't make their darn minds up. Let's chop the toe off when we have a hyperpositive P3. And let's wedge up the heels when we have a negative P3. But yes, right, you're going to end up destroying the heels. Of course you are, more and more. And I bet this horse has been wedged in the past as well, right? So you're going to destroy the heels. So not recognizing that we have an issue. So what would we do in a situation like this? Well, we'd look at the horse itself and look at its caudal. I mean, caudal hoof problems are a nightmare because they've been so weakened. It takes ages for this to get better again. In some cases, it's just because they cut the heel too low and we've got it in time and the horse will just grow nice heels. Boom, you're all right. Done, sorted, balanced, done. Walk away, marvelous. You know, we take the shoe off, we don't touch it, we balance, we do a proper balance to the toe, and then we leave it alone and walk away. And then we come back in 6 weeks, horse is already starting to reshape its foot. But don't be confused and go, oh my God, it's got such a low, you know, from the outside, it looks really low. Therefore, we need to put wedges in. Don't fall down into that trap. Okay, so that's what we've worked out here. Right, now now you've worked this out, so let's go now and have a look at this. This was a cadaver foot. Let's have a look at it that we had. I guarantee to you this horse has got an NPA. Oops, sorry. Can you see? Yeah, look at this feeble attempt to remove toe. Can you see, if we measured this foot from the coronary band or centimetre down, because that's where we normally measure, all the way down to the toe and beyond to where the bottom of the toe is, the shoe rather, we would find a foot that is hugely unnatural. This horse had been put to sleep or died, put to sleep because he probably had a multitude of problems. I'll tell you something. If they're getting the hind feet wrong, they'll be getting the front feet wrong too. And this isn't down solely in the world of shoeing, although it is more prevalent in shoeing. We see it more prevalent in shod feet than we do in bare feet, but it happens in bare too. Some horses grow a lot of sole when shod, and some farriers look at the hoof and think there is not much to cut, and the toe grows and grows. It's just incorrect, misunderstanding balance. Some call that dorsal wall a bullnose. Right. So what did they do? When this starts to happen, they start bullnosing. Boom, boom. Now, what came first? This constant bullnosing, and then the bullnosed shape of P3, because you will see the bullnosed shape of P3. I might have one here, actually. Or what? Look what's happened here. What have they done? They've stuck wedges in here, 2, in fact, and a shoe to give this horse heel height, to put it in balance with its desperately long toe, which it still isn't in balance with. When in fact, all they needed to do was balance to the heels correctly and allow these heels some ability to grow. But then we look at the heels. Let's look at them. So we bust out an abscess here. You can see it there. Look how contracted they are. Sorry about the maggot eggs. When we took this off, and it may have even been, I think this one was in Wales, but I tell you what, we see this at every clinic. But this one, I think at the Essex clinic, Lisa, who's here tonight, took one of these off in the Essex clinic, and it was gopping underneath. It stinks. What's healthy under there? How is any of this a healthy foot? How is doing this to a horse going to improve it? And incidentally, look at the balance. I know that it's tilting down to the right, but the balance is off as well. How is doing that? And you know what? We're still going to ride this horse with all these problems, because guess what? Let's put some road nail shoes on, because we're still going to ride him. And he obviously has got an absolutely terrible, pathetic frog. Let's build a frog up for him. How long is this horse going to last? And I've heard farriers and vets say, well, we just keep them going till they can't go any longer, and then we'll put them to sleep. That's not welfare. This isn't welfare.
That's abuse.
This is abuse.
It is abuse.
This horse has been ridden like this until he broke down and he couldn't take any more, and he's abscessing through these rotting frogs. Look how bulging out these are. These shouldn't be looking like that. Do you think's happening to his lateral cartilages in there? He can't. He could have even been hunted, jumped, probably. Looks like quite a large thoroughbred type. Would have been a thoroughbred, probably. It's shocking. Yes, it's terrible. Yes, look at the contracted heels. Yes, it is terrible. This is what I don't understand. They can't move P3 in the capsule, so it's purely to look better on the outside. How does this frog cell get stimulation? I don't understand. There isn't any logic. That's why. Same old, same old. I know. We see it, don't we, all the time. It is. It is. And until it's real, and and we're not extreme here. Why should this horse suffer compared to any other horse? Oh, you're just being extremist. Really? Doesn't this horse matter? Didn't this horse was lost its life through ignorance, incompetence. I could put this out every day, couldn't I? At the moment, we're on the osteonecrosis run, crippled by ignorance, but we could do this, crippled by ignorance. It is. And this is why we do what we do, Bonnie, to try to stop all of this. Then they denerve them, get another season of hunting out of them. I've had that said to me. Yep. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at what do they look like from the outside. Again, here's another one. Do you see how low they've cut this? Again, it was shod. Look at this. Bull nosing going on. Incredibly low heels. Let's just look a little bit further up the foot. See all this? See all this lumpiness here? Very likely that horse had ringbone. He's also got a big lump here. So very likely he has got some sidebone. Look at the lumps here around his extensor process and where the suspensory ligaments come in and join the extensor process. Shocking. How about this one here? Oop. This is the same foot from the inside and from the outside. Oh, hello. Ooh, I'd have lost it. Okay. What are we doing here? We are leaving a ton of material at the toe. What is this all about? Can you see the angle that it's put? Because P3, when it's in a negative palmar angle, doesn't always look like that. Can you see this one over here? This is, and this brings me to something else in a minute, which I'll show. How long have we been on, Gary? What am I looking at? Oh, 116.
Hour and 15.
Okay. So this negative palmar angle, do you see it's almost still in alignment, really? But this one down here isn't, right? So they call, oh, damn it. Sorry. So they call this one a broken back. But you've got to be careful when you say that, because not every broken back pedal bone is a negative palmar angle. So you go out calling them broken back, not necessarily negative palmar angle, but this one is, because we've got a ton down here. Not healthy, right? Let's look at this one. Now this one, look, this one actually looks all right from the outside, but look how low these are. Now this is what freaks people out. Oh my God, my horse has got low heels. It's bound to have a negative. No. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. And I suspect that this was taken after this. So I think this image here is after this image. Okay. So while we're on the same subject, let us talk about these three. So this one on the right, we would consider fairly normal. Just off ground parallel. You can see that nice, effectively straight line through there. There's no separation. We've got a nice inline hoof pastern axis. Got toe on the ground. Consider this to be fairly normal. Right. What about this one back here? Look, we might call that broken back, which, because it is. It's what we would class as broken back, but it's got a negative palmar angle. It's got no heels. Look at that. Okay, so that was that one up there. Look at this one in the middle. It has not got an NPA. It's heading that way, but it actually hasn't. But it is still broken back. Let's look at the depth of the sole here. Look at the depth of the sole on this normal foot. That's normal sole thickness. Look at this one. Look how thick it is. Look how little thickness there is here at the back on this one. Almost normal at the toe. Do you see? This is all to do with incorrect, or these two to do with incorrect trimming. But if somebody says to you it's broken back, not necessarily negative. Okay. But you can really only confirm that with an X-ray. But what you don't do is you don't go, oh, knee jerk. Now what we need to do is we need to do this. Let's do that. Let's wedge him up and ride him. And poor horse. So there's NPA. That was your quick lesson on NPA. I hope you enjoyed it. And it was only 15 minutes. And the rest of it we yacked on about other stuff. Did you enjoy that? I feel sick. I was thinking how the owner was spending loads trying to save their horse. Then you said road studs. What the hell? A ruffian at Equine Hospital at Belmont Racetrack in New York made a music video of a surgical procedure cutting nerves. Nervectomy. That's how my horse looked when I first got him. Who polices the farriers and vets? Oh, well, they're regulated, you know. Where is the Animal Welfare Society? Oh, they're coming knocking on our door.
Because they don't want to see a long toe. Oh, but hold on a minute. Let me just show you that. Bring that picture up again, Linz.
Yeah, sure, sorry.
That was off the scale.
Yeah. You want to see a long toe, pal?
Now we got a bit of
sarcastic
TV. Let's lighten things up a little bit, shall we? Have a bit of sarcastic TV at the end of the day.
Oh, God. It's so hard to be around these horse people now. How do you sit by while people just just keep doing the same insanity with their horses and different and can't sit? But I know. Well, that's why we started the Phoenix group, my lovely. So you can all suffer with us.
We're not alone anymore.
We're not. We can share.
We're not going anywhere.
As Becky and I said earlier, sharing crap together. Let's share the crap together. It makes us all feel good. Is your crap worse than my crap today? Yeah, it is. Great. That makes me feel so much better. You had worse crap than me today. Just find somebody who's having a worse crap day than you, and that'll make you feel better. So it's okay for them to leave long toes and put wedges on them, but you're crucified for allowing a long toe to grow out into a healthy rehab foot. You got it.
It is completely insane. You're so right. And so many people don't see it, or they are too frightened to look.
Well, they just don't know. They're telling you to do stuff and they just simply don't know. These are people who just, you get on any farrier's page when they're talking about NPA, you'll get the lines and the angles, and you'll be looking at it, and then they have a look, and then they put the wedges in, and they re-x-ray, and they're like, oh yeah, and still there's a massive toe. Like, what? Why did you leave that? I can't anymore. I have my own field and don't interact very much with other horse owners because they do my head in. It's good to be part of something that puts the horse first. Welcome, Solo. Solo is one of your admins, by the way, Francis. There she is. That was brilliant as usual. Thank you very much. So sad the hoof care industry is so behind itself and up.
Its own bum. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
Misery loves company. It really does. Bit of optimism for you. Just back from the fellow that cuts our hay and educated him on ryegrass. He's open to education.
Yay!
Phoenix warrior. Phoenix hay warrior. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this evening. We did manage to get NPA done. Anybody got any requests about what you want to talk about tomorrow evening? Because it actually is a little bit better if I can organise myself and be a bit prepared in advance.
Now, I'm going to have to request an evening off. Because I've got a very good excuse. I am collecting my mummy from the airport.
Oh, you are tomorrow.
Yes,
You
yes,
are.
yes.
Yeah. Well, should we give Gary a night off? Should we give him a night? Do you want me to come? Do you want me to come here and
well, how about you have a night off and all midweek? We'll come back Thursday, fully refreshed.
Should we do that? What does
I think everybody should back me up here. Come on, guys, let's give Lindsay the night off.
It's Gary's fault.
Oh, something on time. Okay, Lindsay can have the day off. I shall make sure that we are both on time for Thursday. How does that sound?
Okay, we'll be on time for Thursday. I'm having a night off. Although I I'm so OCD about my challenge now. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I am allowed to, you know. Best go and relax.
I've decided.
Rest and relax. relax. You
She won't
both
be
deserve a
relaxing.
day off.
She'll be working.
No, I won't
She'll
be
just be doing
relaxing.
something else.
Yeah, refuel. Yeah. I'll be talking to all. Do you know what I'll be doing? Talking to all those people that are messaging me saying that they have problems with the horse's feet, and I'll be going, "Why are you feeding your overweight horse? Have a night off. Yeah. Have a night off. Have a night off. Party." No, sadly, not midweek. Yeah, great, brilliant. And then Gary and I are out trimming all day on Thursday. So we might be able to we might be able to take some pictures of us trimming out on Thursday. We might even be able to do some videos for you of us trimming to the hard sole plane. All right, chill out. Of course you will, Lindsay. You won't rest. No, switch off for 2 days. Impossible. All right then, lovely people, Phoenix Warriors. We will see you on Thursday. Refreshed. You got any? When the thing comes up saying that there's going to be a live, put your requests under that, and then I can see it, and then I know what to be prepared for. See you Thursday, my lovelies. Bye bye now.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.